Hi, my name is Mark Hefner. I'm the training coordinator here with the Johnstone Supply Training Center. And today we're going to be looking at how to set up the T4 Pro programmable thermostat. When you first get this thermostat and actually energize it either by putting batteries in it or hooking it up to the wall, it'll do a little startup procedure with you. It's just to set the year, the date, and the time. It's pretty straightforward. You use the plus and minus keys to set date, year, or time. And once that's set up, you'll actually get to this home screen here. From here, we can get to our installer setup options by pushing the middle button here and the plus sign and holding it down for about 3 seconds. That'll show you ISU, which is installer setup. You push this button over here under select, and that will take you into the setup options. There are a lot of options, and they all correlate to a number that you'll see on the screen. The same number can be found in the install manual for the thermostat. You will need that install manual to know what these numbers mean or what they correlate to. So the first one here is for the programming options, whether you want it to be a 7-day programmable, a 5 and 2-day programmable, or a 5, 1 and 1 programmable. The default is number 3, where it will be programmable for 5 days and 1 and 1. You can again do plus or minus to select what option you want. When you're done with that, you'll push the select button and it'll take you to the next option, which in this case is the temperature indication scale. It's either Fahrenheit, which is the default, or you can set it to Celsius. Next up, we also have the cooling stages. This T4 thermostat only has 1 stage of cooling, so you'll only be able to set it to 1. So once you're done setting up the cooling stages, you'll push select again. That'll take you to the next option, which is the heat stages or backup heat stages. You can only have the 1 heat stage available on here. So we'll go next to our system changeover. Normally this default is for manual. You will manually change it to do heating or cooling yourself. However, you can switch it to automatic changeover for heating and cooling set points, where it'll automatically meet the heating or cooling need based on the schedule you have set. I'm going to leave that in manual for now. The next one here is compressor cycle rate, and the default is actually 3. It'll do 3 cycles per hour. You might want to look out for this. There are some homes here in the summer that need more than 3 cycles per hour, so it might be necessary to bump that up to maybe 5 per hour. We can also do the same thing for the heating cycle rate. Again, the default is 3 here. Our winters are a little more mild, so 3 per hour is probably going to be okay, but again, you can bump that up if you need to. We also have compressor protection in here. This is pretty standard on most thermostats. This is to prevent the thermostat from quickly cycling the compressor on and off. However, if you're doing service on it, it can be pretty handy to turn it down to 0, so you can get the compressor to cycle on right away while you're working on the unit. But make sure you put it back when you're done. 5 minutes again is the default there. So we've set the compressor protection. We'll push select again, which will take us to our next option. This is called the Adaptive Intelligent Recovery. Honeywell calls it AIR. This is if you have a schedule set. The AIR setting will actually make it so when you set a schedule, the thermostat will come on to meet the temperature by the time you have set it. So if you set it to heat in your home and you want it to be at 77 degrees at 4 p.m., it would turn on before then to get the home to that temperature by 4 p.m. So kind of a handy little setting. The default is to have it on, so that's a good one. We also have the minimum cool set point. This is just how low you can set the thermostat in cooling. You have the same thing for heating, how high you can set it in the heating point. There's also the keypad lockout. This can be handy if you need to set a thermostat in a business or something where people aren't supposed to change the temperature. It's just supposed to stay on a schedule and run that way. So you can set up a keypad lockout. This thermostat will allow you to tell it how many filters are in the home, but it does not have a filter replacement reminder here. You get to the clock format, which is simply either you have a 12-hour or a 24-hour clock. And then it defaults with daylight savings time on. You can turn that off as well if you need to. And the last one is the temperature display offset. This is just a parameter that allows you to adjust temperature readings on your thermostat to match the actual temperature of the room. Sometimes you might have a thermostat that's in a warmer or colder area than the rest of the room. Maybe it's got an air draft or something. So you can set this up or down to help you better meet your heating and cooling demands. So that is how to get through the installer setup. When you get through all of those options, it'll finally take you to the screen that says done. You'll push select and it will go back to your screen here. If you change the settings, it'll take a moment to save. You'll see a little loading icon. All right, now that you've done the installer setup options, we can actually set the program for this thermostat. You can access the program by pushing menu. Push the plus button once, so go over to program, you push select. You can turn it off here and on. We're going to go ahead and turn it on right now, and it'll show you the programmable days. Right now we've got it set where we can program Monday through Friday as a block. We can program Saturday individually and Sunday individually. So for right now we'll go into Monday through Friday. Push select, and it'll ask you if you want to set your wake, away, home, or sleep time. So we'll say wake for right now. We push select. It'll ask you on or off again. You can turn off individual wake, away, home, or sleep settings. You can set what time you want it to turn on to. This thermostat will do it in 15-minute increments. You push select again. It'll ask you for the actual temperature you want for heating when you wake up. You push select on that, and then it'll also ask you what temperature you want for cooling when you wake up. You'll push select again. You'd repeat all of these steps for the away, home, or sleep settings. And when you're done with that, you can go back and you can pick a different day to edit as well. And when you're done setting all the schedule, you can push the home button and it'll do a little save screen and take you back to the regular thermostat screen. One of the other cool things this thermostat will do is it does have system test settings. So again, if you hold the middle button and the plus sign at the same time, it will get you to the menu here. You can push plus and you'll get to test. You select that and you can test heating or cooling. So if you push heat, select, you can click the plus sign to turn on stage 1, and that will energize the stage 1 heating cycle. I actually have a timer to let you know how long it's running for as well. You can do the same thing for the cooling side and bring on the cooling. That'll bring that on directly. And you can even do it just for the fan as well. So just a good little setting to let you test different functions on the thermostat quickly and to do diagnostics as you need to. You go push home, you'll be back at the home screen again. And that's an overview of how to work with the T4 Pro programmable thermostat. All right, this has been the how to set up the T4 Pro programmable thermostat. For this and any other needs, come check us out at the John Sloan Supply Training Center, where you get real-world experience for your real-world career.